the Lord appeared unto Abraham and said, unto your seed will I give this land. At this point, Abraham had no child. So in this one statement are contained two promises that God made to Abraham when they appeared to him in the land. Those promises were, he said, unto your seed will I give this land. Now Abraham had no seed yet. That means God was promising him the seed, and also God was promising the seed the land of Canaan, the promised land. So those were the two promises right there in one statement, the seed and the land. Now look at how Abraham responded to the promise, because I see many of us, we get promises from God, and I wonder how we respond with our lives to those promises that God has made to us. And for Abraham, maybe we have one or two lessons to learn from him. When he got this promise, the next statement was response from Abraham. What was it? And there built he an altar unto the Lord who appeared unto him. The moment Abraham got a promise, he built an altar. And for your information, all he built, and what he built with were stones. The next thing is he pitched his tent. He built altar and pitched his tents. The reason he pitched his tents was that there was a city he was sighting. There was a city that had foundation he had foreseen. A city that the designer, the architect, and the builder was God. So for whatever happens in this temporary life, it's not the issue. It's about the promise of God concerning what I am to do to fulfill God's promise, to fulfill God's plan for my life. So he built altars like that. While men were building estates and empires with their lives, Abraham was simply pitching tents and building altars. Take anything from him, it's not a problem. So he removed the tents and then came to dwell in Mamre. Excuse me, are you aware of that place called Mamre? That became the headquarters of Abraham's altar in Canaan land. So the moment he had done, he moved his tent and moved to the place of the promise and built an altar. Remember that God was on his journey to inspect what was happening in the other territory of Sodom, and passing by that same place of his altar, he said, I cannot pass by without consulting Abraham. Abraham had brought down the kingdom of God to that particular territory, so that God's embassy was established at Mamre. So, and it was God's altar. Yes, initially at the beginning, that's Abraham's altar, but now God had taken possession of that place. It now became God's altar. So God passing by, it became the headquarters of God's administration over the entire territory. It became the footprints of Abraham. Altars became the navigation system that Abraham had. Meaning that every place Abraham went to trace it, to find Abraham had to be to travel through the altars that Abraham built in the land. Every place of God's promise, Abraham built altar, so that he planted altars all around the place of the promise.